we are going to be writing parallel and perpendicular lines given a point. So as a quick review, we know that parallel lines are lines that have the same slope. And perpendicular lines are lines that their slope are negative reciprocals, meaning flip the sign and switch the fraction. So we're going to start with our first example. We need to write the equation of a line that passes through the point -1, 3, and it's parallel to y equals 3x minus 5. So we're going to follow two simple steps. Step number 1, we're going to find the slope that we must use. So in this case, I have my equation y equals 3x minus 5. And since my equation is in the form y equals mx plus b, I know immediately that the slope of this line is 3. And since we know that parallel lines have the same slope, I know that the slope that I'm going to use will be 3 because it has to be the same to be parallel. Now, step number 2. Input the given point and the slope in the point slope form. And here is our point slope form. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So the point that we were given was -1, 3. And let's not forget that when you are given a point and you want to use point slope, the x of the point is x1, the y of the point is y1. So we already know what is y1, what is m, and what is x1. Okay, so now we're going to substitute. We're going to say y minus y1, which happens to be 3, equals m, which is also 3, parentheses x minus x1. And x1 is a -1. So -1. And close the parentheses. So here we have a double parentheses. We're going to get rid of that. So my equation is going to be y minus 3 equals 3, parentheses. And here we have a negative and a negative. That will turn into a x positive 1. So this is my equation. Y minus 3 equals 3, parentheses, x plus 1. This line will be parallel to this line, but it will also touch the point -1, 3. Now we have the same idea, but now we need to write an equation of a line that passes through the same point, -1, 3, and is perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 5. So we're going to follow exactly the same steps. Step number 1, find the slope you must use. So again, the equation that we have is y equals 3x minus 5. And I know that this is y equals mx plus b. So the slope is 3. M equals 3. But this is not going to be the slope that I need because I need to find a perpendicular line. So I need to modify my slope to the negative reciprocal. So this is going to be transform. First of all, I need to flip the sign. So here I have an invisible positive. So my slope, first of all, is going to be negative. And this might be the difficult part. We are supposed to switch the fraction, meaning what is on top goes on the bottom, what is on bottom go on the top. So here we have, as an example, 4 over 1, we're going to do 1/4. But this is a whole number. You all should always remember that every whole number has an invisible 1 at the bottom. So this is how we turn any whole number into a fraction, by putting a 1 at the bottom. And this is now the fraction that we're going to flip. So at the bottom I have a 1, now it's going to appear at the top. And at the top I have a 3, now it's going to appear at the bottom. So this is going to be the slope that I'm going to use. Very good. Now I'm going to input the given point and the slope in the point slope form. So the point that I was given, it was -1, 3. And let's not forget, this is my x1, this is my y1. So now I know what is my y1, what is my m, and what is my x1. Okay, let's do this again. Y minus y1, which happens to be 3, equals m, and my m is -1/3, parentheses x minus x1, and my x1 is a -1. So I'm going to put a parenthesis with a -1 in the middle because I already have a negative there. Close my parentheses. Okay, so again, we end up with a double parenthesis, a double negative. We're going to get rid of that. Y minus 3 equals -1/3, parentheses x. Negative and negative equals a positive, plus 1. So this is going to be a line that is going to be perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 5. And it's also going to touch the point -1, 3.